Hello everyone, welcome to Technique Tuesday. It is 2 p.m. on the 23rd of April and I am actually not live with you because I have pre-recorded this in advance. I'm currently away on the incentive trip with Stampin Up over, I'm actually having a week in Michigan with my husband's family first, and then we have a week in Mexico, not quite a week. So that's a bit exciting. I'm obliged to say that less than 1% of demonstrators actually achieve these trips. So it's kind of a big deal. And this is actually I was trying to work that out the other day. I think this is actually my 16th trip. So it's kind of, I feel very spoiled, very, very blessed. And I'm so grateful to all my team and all my customers who have supported me all these years that I've been able to continue to earn these trips. So it's pretty fantastic. So thank you. And I hope to have lots of photos to show you and all that kind of stuff over the next couple of weeks. So that'll be fun. All right. I am going to be switching over to the desk very shortly. I'm going to show you a technique today that Bronwyn, I hope she's watching. Bronwyn is one of my my dear friends, but also watches my videos, and she did send me this particular technique a number of weeks ago and said, hey, this is a really cool technique if ever you want to use it for Technique Tuesday. And I've sort of had it stashed away and thought, now's a good time to bring it out. So I'm going to be using the cut and emboss machine today. And so I will probably zoom out with my phone here so that you can get a better look at what I'm doing. It's called partial die cutting, and there's a whole bunch of different things you can do with it. So we'll see. I don't know whether I'll show you. There's actually more than one way to do this, but we're going to start with one way, see how long that takes us, and make a card with that. And then if I have time at the end, I'll show you a different way. Otherwise, that one might wait for another day. So, all right, let's see how we go. I'm going to switch over to the desk. Now, don't forget, guys, that this is the last week or so of our current mini catalogue and annual catalogue. They are both finishing at the end of April. If there's anything that you wanted to get before they go, there's some fantastic markdowns on those things, on many of the things. So if there's something you're after, go have a look in the online store and grab it. Okay, I've got here a piece of cardstock. So this is just literally a full length of basic white thick cardstock, and it's the full length of the A4. I have cut the A4 down the half at the 10.5 centimeter mark, which is giving me a long thin piece. And I'm just going to be bringing this over and folding it at that halfway mark, and I'm just going to bring in my bone folder and we're going to pop that there like that. Okay, so I want to do some partial die cutting today, and this is actually, I've done this before, but I haven't done it on a card like the one I want to show you now, so we'll see how it goes. I thought I would use some dies. These are retiring. This is the Meadow dies. They do actually, they coordinated with the Quiet Meadows set. Now, the Quiet Meadows set is on the discontinued list, and so is the Meadow dies, but the Quiet Meadow set has actually sold out. However, the Meadow dies are still available, so I'm going to use them. They are super, super cool, and let me just quickly look. I should have looked before I started, but let's look and see if they are marked down, and I should be able to tell you that in just 1 second. Give me a moment. I'm going to that spot right now. So it's in our inventory status report, and we can see in there what's actually being marked down and what's being retired and what's actually sold out. So Quiet Meadow. Now all the dies are up the back, so they're towards the end of the catalogue because all the dies and punches and tools like that are all up the back of the catalogue, and the retired list is in catalogue, page order number. So now if you have trouble seeing them on the list, the other way you can find this out is by going to the last chance products list. Go to the back, which is where the dies are going to be, and where are my Meadow dies? Went too far. Not that page. So it must be this page. There they are. Let's look across. Oh, they're 50% off. They're only $33.50. That's a good deal. So they were $67, but now they're $33.50. So if you love these, now would be a really great chance to get them. At the time that I'm recording this, they are still available, so I hope they're going to be still available. Now we've got all these like great flower kind of dies. You can see them like this. And I'm going to pick a couple out that I like. Because this piece is wider, we will probably get 3 across, but it might depend on which ones I use. So, for example, I like this one. That's really nice. And I like that one, but that doesn't leave me a lot of space here. So I guess I could fit that in. Ooh, maybe I could. Or the other option would be a thinner one right here like this. So that might be the go. Maybe. Well, let me try this one in the middle. I like this one, but yeah, I don't know that I want to use it in this case. All right, let me see. All right, let's see how that will go. Now we're going to be doing this actually on the front of our card, and I'm going to get my cut and emboss machine in, and I'm also going to scroll out. Let me turn this on so it's a bit brighter. Sorry, I just realized it's getting a bit dark here. I was going to do this earlier, and then I had some technical issues which kind of threw me right out, and I lost a couple of hours of time, unfortunately. But I have my machine here now, and you should be able to see that sitting on the desk. I've got my normal plate set up, so I've got my base plate, my thin die adapter, my lower cutting plate. There it is. And instead of using the second plate, okay, which matches this, I'm actually using something different today. I'm going to use the cutting plates from our mini machine. And you're thinking, hang on a second, why are you using those? Because I want to do partial die cutting. So let's see how we go with this. I'm going to put this in this way. This is the card front that I want to cut. And I might need to, I'm just thinking, will that hold on there? It might. And I'm going to put this right to the top so that I have room for the dies here at the side. Actually, I might have that one in the middle. And then we're going to put this one right here. That's kind of like a cornflower, that one there. That's what it looks like to me. And let's see how that goes. All right, so I'm going to cut these, but instead of putting a plate on that would take the whole thing through, I'm actually going to cut only the top. I've got it the wrong way around. Only the top is what I want. Let me make sure that all those are on there. And I'm not going to cut the bottom. I'm not going to cut this bit down here. So basically, wherever this piece is, it's going to cut, but wherever that piece is not, it's not going to cut. So I might just want to move them up a tiny, tiny bit more. You can see I can adjust them. I'm going to have that one going down. I want them all to be straight. Now, if you're worried about them moving, you could certainly use some washi tape to hold them in place, or maybe even some a post-it note or two to hold them down, but I'm just trusting that they're going to stay where they're going to go. And let's see what's happened. Can you see that we've just cut the top bits? Can you see that? It's cool. It's very, very cool. So we didn't cut the whole thing. This is why we call it partial die cutting. And you can do partial embossing too. That's also another thing that we might save for another day. Now I'm going to pull this over, and I've got my dies here. I'm just going to set them to one side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my trimmer. And I'm going to put these, which way will I go? I think I'll go this way. And I'm going, because that's a straight line, because the straight line was made by the cutting plate, okay, I can put this right here at the base, and I'm going to bring up my cutting blade. Okay, now the cutting blade has like a little notch here on either side that you can line up underneath. So if I line that up right on the score line there, and I'm just going to go till I get to the cutting. I'm being very, very careful because I don't want to go too far. Now the other thing is you can also
position it. So I'm going really slow. Now, the other thing I could do is I could go closer with scissors if I wanted to. So then this one's going to go all the way across to here. And then this one is going to go across to here. And this one's going to go across to here. Oh. Right, so it's kind of not, I've not quite gone to most of them, but that's okay. See, that one I got all the way there. Oh, that piece is coming out already quite nicely. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my scissors. I'm going to come down again so you can see what I'm doing. So it's a little bit of a tricky thing, I think. But it's if you give it a try, you'll find it's not as hard as it looks. And I can see I need to cut a little bit in here. Whoop. And I need to cut a little bit in there too. So you're probably thinking, oh, I don't know whether I'd be brave enough to try. You should just try. All right. Now, this piece here, we're going to be cutting down here because this is the only piece that's going to be on the front. Okay, so give me a second. I'll come back and do that in a moment. I'll use my trimmer for that. I mean, I could just cut it down with my scissors, but if I want a really straight line, I prefer to use my trimmer. And I do want a really straight line. So let's cut that so it joins there. And we're going to cut that bit. And we're going to cut this bit. There we go. So that comes out now. And then we're going to cut down our score line. And then we're going to have our flowers independent. Whoop, I want to start right where that line is. So I'm not making my notches match up. And then going up. And then this is going to come out like so. Just be very gentle with it. Look at that. Now this one, because it's such, maybe I should have used a smaller, like a one that wasn't so thin, because, and maybe I would have been better off with the leaves that I wanted to use, because this is really too thin and it's a bit floppy. So there's a couple of things you could do. You can cut a second one and stick it to the back of it to make it sturdier. That would be an option. Another thing we can do is we could use a piece of acetate. Now, acetate will give us, actually, I'm going to bring that one down. I'm going to fold that back because that's going to give me the right place to cut that. There we go. That. And then we're going to get rid of this. All right. So I'm thinking a piece of acetate will give it a bit of, because it won't be as floppy. It's flimsy. That's the problem with it now. Okay. It looks really cool, but it's flimsy. All right. Isn't this a different way to use your dies? I love that we get to do things like this, and it's super fun. All right, so I'm going to grab a piece of acetate. Now, just bear with me. I didn't think to bring one with me before I started, but I've got a piece right here, and this piece is actually almost the right size. So let's see. Now, I'm going to go, I can always trim it off if I need to. I'm going to go like 14, it should be 14.8, but I'll go 14.9 just to, well, actually 15, just to make sure that I've got plenty. And we know it's a 10.5 across. So let's go 10.5. Actually, I'm going to go slightly less than 10.5. I'm going to go 10. And let's see how we go with this. Right, so this piece is now going to go onto here, and it is, as I suspected, slightly long, and I'm going to bring it up a tiny bit so it's the same height as this piece here. All right. Now the only thing is, like, we can easily glue that there, and these are going to look really good right there. But how will we get this bit here in the middle? There's a couple of ways we could do it. We could have a separate piece of paper that comes down, and I think that's probably the easiest thing to do. Let's see. I'm going to line that up with the top. Yep, that looks good. So that's lined up and ready to go. I'm going to use glue dots here. Glue dots are probably going to be better because they are, when you see it through the acetate, it looks neater than, and I'm going to use a few. So I'm going to have one here, one here. I'll go back and get that first one too. We've got to make sure we're hiding them behind the piece. So really the only problem piece is going to be working out what we're going to do about this middle bit. But we'll get that sorted in a minute. All right. Oh, that piece didn't want to stay. All right, so I'm lining it up with the top. And we're going to close our card. All right, so now we want to have a glue dot behind each of these guys to hold them down. So there are a couple of ways you can do this. You can either put the glue dot just straight behind it, which is probably the easiest thing to do. Let's grab my glue dots. So if I put one glue dot behind the flower, that looks like a daisy to me, this one. And you're thinking, well, it's a lot of white. Yeah, it is. We're going to fix that too. There's a number of different things we could do with that. All right, so one of those right there. And then one behind here. I'm just going to pop it behind that little, like the little bulby bit at the bottom of the flower. Okay, just like that. And it's looking, we could put, if you don't like those dots showing, we can put a piece of paper over here, which would look quite nice actually. All right. So I'm actually going to give these flowers a background. Okay, so I'm going to trim this bit off first, that we were a little bit too long. All right, so that's ready to go. Looks good. And then I want to have something behind here. Now, what I was thinking would look good behind here, you could do a piece of cardstock, and that's going to give it the like to make it the sturdiest. But I kind of like the idea of using some DSP, which will still be sturdy enough for this. And so I'm actually going to, I'm wondering about, should I pull out some new DSP when we're using retired product, or should I use some existing product? Maybe I should use existing. But something simple, something that is going to look good behind those flowers. And I'm sort of gravitating towards, let's see how this would look behind here. Or we could just do some, actually they look better, I think, the little crosses that are on that side there. So we know now that this piece is 14.8. Let's double check it. Yep, 14.8 by 10.5. That is correct. So let's make this piece that size. And I'll go this way. That's the 10.5. And then this way will be the 14.8. And once again, if I'm a little bit too long, it won't. Actually, No, I don't want to go 14.8. I nearly forgot what I'm doing here. Oh my goodness. All right, I don't want a piece that's just going to sit behind there. I want to also give it a fold. Okay, so I'm going to go, it should have been 14.8. So we're going to go 15.8. How about that? Actually, no, we're going to go 16.5. I'm really going to give it plenty of oomph. Okay, now at the 14.8 mark, slightly more, I'm going to use my scoring blade so that now I have this flap. Okay, we're going to have it like that. Doesn't matter which way it goes. Right, so this one here is going to go behind here. Oh, it does matter which way it goes. Oh dear, one of those days. All right, I'm going to have this one here, and then the crosses are going to be on the back. Okay, because guess you just did it a little bit wrong, but that's okay. All right, so I'm going to have this here, and it's going to go right there, and it's going to give those a background so they stand out against that darker background. And we've still got some things down here that we can work with. Okay, so let's put that. Now this score line needs to go right in here, and we're going to fold that down. And you can apply your glue right here. Depending on what kind of glue you want to use, I'm just going to use Tombow today, but you can use anything actually. And I'm just going to fold that into place so it is exactly lined up with the two edges. Oh, just moved it, but that's okay. Move it back. Okay, that's looking a bit sturdier now. Okay, and then here, okay, this piece is loose at the moment. Now I probably wouldn't leave it like that. I would actually either use Tombow to stick it down here, and then some glue dots behind here, or even actually you could use Tombow there too, because no one's going to see it. It's going to be hidden. The glue dots, this is also going to give our glue dots, means that they're going to be kept private. So if you don't want people to see the glue dots, which really I think it looks better if they can't see them, so long as you've got them behind the flowers, it's going to be okay. Another one there, and another one here, and I want one more here. Okay, now this flower is still loose. I think I'll put a little glue dot behind him as well. I'm just going to use the tip of my bone folder to take it off and pop it right there. This is kind of a wacky technique really, but I wanted to show you that using a separate, like a smaller plate, means you can cut your shapes in half and do interesting things with them. This is just one way of using them. I don't know whether it was the right one to choose today, but it's still something really different, right? And then let me see, what can we put across the bottom? We could put a greeting here, or I'm actually thinking, because there's a really nice little banner die in this die set, so I'm actually thinking that I might put some paper, like some pattern paper here. Also from this set, we have some of this petal pink. That's really nice. And we also have some of this. Ooh, that would look nice too. The colors are good. Let me see, what else have we got? This is the zinnia paper, if you're wondering. Just looking to see what else there might be. Oh, we also have that that lovely lemon lime twist, and I quite like that actually. Ooh, okay, let's do that. So let's see how big this piece is, because I kind of just made it up as I went. Okay, it's 3.5 centimeters wide, which means we want this to be 3, and we know that this is 14.8. So I see that piece is ever so slightly long, so I'm going to just trim that. Actually, no, it's okay. It's all right. It's only at the top that's a little bit skew-iff, I think. All right, so let's go 3. Actually, let's do it this way. I'm going to go, yeah, I'm going to go 3. Oh, I did it crooked. Guys, what's wrong with me tonight? I'm all over the place. I had a really frustrating day with technical issues, and I think it's going to be time for me to quit after this. Goodness me. Not quit my job, but quit my attempts for the evening. That's better. And then this one is going to be 14.3. It's a little bit shorter than my card. I'm going to have this going across here in the right spot. This zinnia paper is gorgeous. It's got all these great colours in it. Lots and lots of colour. Like so. Okay, now you've got your card inside that you could you could do some stamping inside if you wanted to. You could, if you wanted to, use a blending brush and add a little bit of color to these whites. In fact, that might be really nice. Let's add a tiny bit of lemon lime twist, which is the color in this paper, to these. I think that would look good. So I'm gonna grab myself a blending brush and let's see what I can do. Just a little bit of color, not a lot. And leave some white too. I don't want to use too much. But on the leaves, I think that's kind of nice. And maybe just a little bit in here. How good are blending brushes? I absolutely love them. That's actually all I want to do with that. Just a little bit of the green. Now, we have this lovely label. I think that would be really good. I've actually got some spare. You know what? I'm going to use one of my labels that I've already got cut. That's a bit lazy, isn't it? And I've got this one. That's too wide. I've also got this one. That one might be good. If we wanted to use. These are the tailor-made tags. As far as I know, they're still available currently. As I'm recording this, they're still available. There's also the stylish shapes. Also have these great shapes. I was just thinking of using this one because it is part of the Meadow Dies and would just be something that... The other thing you could do, because we are using the zinnia set, is you could actually stamp some of the zinnias. So these guys here could be stamped inside, over this side, near this edge. And I might even do that very quickly. I'm going to pop it on a e-block. And I'm wondering if I should do it in maybe the pink, or even I could just do it in the maybe we'll just do it in these. Might I just want a hint of them. I don't need them to be particularly strong. And let's pop that right here. Just like that. And then you've still got room to write. So that's kind of cool. But for this one, I think I will use this, and I think I'm going to do it very quickly through my machine. And I'm just going to use a little bit of white. I'm going to use this one again because my other one's gone walkabout. So if ever you can't find your cutting plates, you can always use your mini ones. They work just as well in the big machines, for anyone who didn't know that. And then we've got this cool little die right here. I'm thinking, what greeting will I have on this? Maybe we could do the thank you so much. That would fit. And that's from the Thank You Zinnia set. The Simply Zinnia set, sorry, is an online exclusive. You won't find it in a catalog. It's actually in the online exclusives online. So you can reach, if you want it, you can reach out to your demonstrator and have her order that for you. Her or him. Sorry, I said her and that was wrong. Right, so there we have a thank you so much. I'm not using the Quiet Meadow set, obviously, because it's sold out. There doesn't seem much point in using that one. All right, let's see how we go. And then I'm just going to position that right there. As far as bling goes, it's kind of a cool card because you've got this lovely acetate piece, and you can see it's holding on quite well together with the DSP right there. What you can do is use some of our adhesive back sequins, which are part of the Zinnia set as well, and they have there's lemon lime twist ones if you want those. There's orange, there's yellow, and there's also some melon mambo ones. Actually, these melon mambo, or are they berry burst? I'm not sure which. Let me see. I think I'll have one right here. And then maybe I'll use a couple of the lemon lime twist ones up here. One over here. And one up here. There we go. That's a bit of a different kind of a card, isn't it? I hope the idea of partial embossing has given you a bit of an idea. I think it's super fun. It's one of those things that, oh, sorry, I just realized how crooked the desk is. It's one of those things that you don't think to do normally. Another way to use, I will show you a different way to use circles and do partial embossing with those, and we might do that one a different time. But for this week, I thought that would be kind of fun, and I'm hoping that that you enjoyed watching it, even though I was a little bit all over the place today. I'm so sorry, guys. All right. I will be live again on, well, no, I won't be live, but I will be pre-recording, and there'll be another video for you on Friday night. Then, of course, one on Sunday night as well. So back to, we're not going away from the usual schedule. It's just that I'm pre-recording some of these so that we have videos for you, even if I can't talk back to you or answer your questions. Do write in the comments, because you can still chat to each other, and then if you want to, you can ask me questions in the comments, and when I get a moment and I'm able to look, I will answer them then. So I hope you like that. That's something a little bit different. So yeah, it's partial embossing that allows you to partly cut, and you can do this with any die. Okay, it doesn't have to be these skinny little ones. You could do it with any die at all. And the reason I've added the acetate piece was because they were so thin that there was just, I mean, I had it in my mind that I was going to just leave it open, but I realized when I made the card, we ended up with this totally different thing, because I realized that I had chosen ones that were too thin and were too flimsy to hold together as a card. So that's the reason. Anyway, we all ended up in a different place than what I thought we were going to end up in today. It's just the way it goes sometime, right? All right, guys. Well, I hope you're having a great week. I will be posting pictures on my personal profile a little bit, and there'll certainly be some in my private VIP group. For those of you who are in Australia, you can see those. I will try and pop things on my I don't know if I have time to blog while I'm away, but I'll definitely try and get something up on my business page as well, the Linda Dalkey's page. Let me have a quick look. I'll put that up on the screen for you so you can see. So it's the actual address, if you're looking for it, is it's www.facebook.com/Linda Stamps and Stuff. That will take you to my Facebook page, which is a public page, and I'll try and keep things running and have things going up live there while I'm away. So keep following me. I'm on Instagram. I'm everywhere, aren't I? I try and keep things rolling along, but these videos will continue, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks, guys. Have a fantastic day.
Bye-bye.